Central Texas is known for its lush, rolling hillside views, but an invasive insect is turning the landscape brown and creating a fire danger along the way.
But KXAN's Hill Country reporter Ignacio Garcia shows us there is an easy solution to this problem if you catch it early.
All of these clusters of needles were covered with a web.
On a recent walk around his property, Glenn Keuchel's cedar trees caught his eye.
We've noticed over the last number of weeks that the webworms have been covering all of the cedar trees. We started seeing brown on all of the driveways and everything else, just large amounts of dead needles.
Glenn soon learned his trees were under attack by an insect known as the Juniper bugworm.
And if it kills the trees, then the trees will have to all be removed. All the dead trees will have to be removed because of the fire hazard involved.
It could kill some trees if they get stressed enough.
Wizzy Brown with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service confirms they've received reports of worms on cedar trees southwest of Austin.
They're a leaf roller, so they will roll up the tips of the branches, the leaves in those areas, and they tend to turn brown.
The bug also attacked in 2002, but drought conditions make trees weaker today. However, Wizzy says there's a way to get rid of them.
You can either hand pick those or, physically prune off the juniper budworms and get rid of them off of the property, and then the tree should be able to start to recover.
The worms have done a lot of damage.
That's a lot of trees for Glenn, who is still trying to figure out just how many are infested. Ignacio Garcia, KXAN News.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension says they need the public's help in getting reports of juniper bugworm infestations. You can find a link to make a report as part of this story on kxan.com. But believe it or not, cedar trees are sort of an invasive species too.
Before European explorers arrived here, biologists think the mountain cedar trees were kept in tight clusters. Since then, the trees, as we all know, have spread. The cedar trees, known as ash junipers, give off a lot of pollen. Remember your allergies back in January? Well, you can blame the mountain cedar trees. Digging deeper, our area has dealt with invasive creatures in recent years. The state of Texas just adopted rules for boaters to limit the spread of zebra mussels. As they grow, the mussels clog the drains around town. They spread as boaters move from lake to lake. Well, speaking of water, the city of Austin seems to be winning a war on hydrilla to fight the invasive plant. On Lake Austin, the city released sterilized carp, which gobbled it up.
The spread of invasive species is also part of the problem, leading to mass extinctions. At 5 o'clock tonight, we told you about a report in the journal Science that says species are vanishing at a rate 1,000 times faster than if humans didn't exist. According to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, there are nearly 50 threatened species that might live in Travis County. The best known of those is the Barton Springs salamander, which only live in Austin's Barton Springs. It's federally listed as an endangered species.